Hello, how are you? I'm back. I've been interviewing people today, and I'm so excited about the people that I interviewed. If you missed them, I first of all introduced the audience to a young lady that she is a recruiter for corporations, and Tony Davis is phenomenal at the work, and she talks about what you have to do to make yourself stand out in the marketplace. And she select people for corporations that will impact their bottom line. And then I interviewed none other than Kim Watt, and she was phenomenal, as electrifying as ever. And then I introduced and interviewed the explosive Johnny Wimbrey. And then I interviewed the over-the-top Randy Brooks. I mean, I brought all the big guns on today. It was very, very exciting. But I just finished talking to a friend of mine named Rashad Bradley. And he reminded me of a very good friend, Myles Munroe. Myles Munroe. Boy, I miss Myles. I wrote the foreword to his book, Personal Potential. He spoke into my life during a time when I was going through some really challenging moments. Myles was a friend and a minister and a mentor. And I learned so much from him. And so I want to share this with you. Just a short message to this extent. One positive person can make a difference in your life. I was going through a crisis and I called him. I said, Myles, I got to see you. And I flew down to Nassau, Bahamas, and we flew on a plane, just three of us, Myles and a pilot, down to Belize. And we talked about a variety of things. We argued, we debated, but everything was done in love. And here's what I got from him. I don't know what you want to do with your life. I don't know what your goals are. But here's what I learned from Myles. Go full, all out. Whatever Myles did, he did it with everything in him. When he spoke and his words came from every cell in his body. But not only that, you knew he was real. You knew he lived it. You knew he was in alignment with his purpose. See, most people live a misplaced life. And so this message is about, once you find your path, was it easy for Myles coming from a third world country? No. I remember I was flying to Nigeria. I had to speak in Lagos and Benin. And I can tell you that when I was going there, Myles was there in first class and I was behind him with Pastor Gandhi. And all I was thinking about, this guy from Nassau, Bahamas, this third world country. And I was going to do a tour of Nigeria, and he was going to speak to the government leadership. Okay? I said, come on. How was he able to do that? Myles not only talked about leadership, Myles saw himself as a leader of leaders. See, one of the keys to your success, one of the keys to your living your dream in 2019 is to see yourself with new eyes, to see yourself living the dream, to see it as if it has already happened. He said, the book of life, I'll give you all your eyes can see. And I'm encouraging you to see yourself beyond your circumstances. I'm encouraging you to see yourself living your dream and the conviction and the energy and the passion of what it takes to make that dream become reality, because that dream happens twice. First in your mind and then in the without. That's what I learned from Myles. Yes. He went all out when he spoke about leadership, when he talked about live full, die empty. Oh, he meant that. And even though I felt he left too soon, I realized, hey, he left nothing on the table. Every time he spoke, he gave it everything in him. What is your goal? What is your dream? What mark do you want to make? I guarantee you that you can do that. Myles, we'll be talking about him for several generations. Myles, he made his mark. Myles, he built a legacy. I'll never forget my brother Myles. I remember one time I said, Myles, are you still praying for me? He said, you got too many things going on with you. You got high blood pressure, you're diabetic, you got cancer, you got high cholesterol. He said, I keep the line too busy praying for you. So, Myles, come on, man. Give a brother a break. He had a great sense of humor. Oh, boy. Oh, when I got the word, I was so shooken. Myles Munroe. They don't make him like that anymore. He walked his talk. Myles Munroe. He was a man of integrity. Myles Munroe. He said to me, Leslie Brown, yes, sir, you need to settle down in one spot. How will people find you? You're all over the place. You need to be in one spot. Myles, I am now. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for loving me enough to tell me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. And I will cherish all the times that we've been together and all of the wisdom that you pour into me. Everybody needs a Myles in their life. So many conversations that still are with me that I will never forget you. Never, ever. I remember when he invited me down to Nassau to speak at his church on leadership. And one of the things I learned about Myles, he was a perpetual student. Whenever you looked, he was always taking notes. He never felt like he knew. When I graduated from Booker T. Washington High School in Miami, we had a saying, you never find out how much you know until you find out how little you know. Myles believed that. He was always learning, always exploring, always searching. And that's what we have to do now, to reinvent ourselves, to learn continuously, to not settle back on our laurels. That's what you have to do now, to look for different ways in which you can begin to be flexible and adaptable and versatile and have at least 3 core competencies that you focus on and creating multiple streams of income. That's where we are now. That's it. Just some thoughts about my friend, Myles Munroe. It's hard to believe that he's on the other side now. And I feel his presence when I speak. He didn't raise the bar. He was the bar. Myles Munroe. They don't make them like that anymore. That rhymes. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Go to Les Brown Global. I do a motivational call on Monday at 8 o'clock. Check it out. And I want to thank Rashad. Thank you, Rashad. Thank you, Rashad Bradley, for inspiring me and causing me to think about my good friend, our good friend. And Kim, thank you for blessing me with Rashad. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You hear?